Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today at Cindy Stamps for You. I am sharing with you another series of 3. That in this series I'll have 2 cards in one project, and it's just a little treat box for Easter. So let me go ahead and show you which sets that we'll be featuring with this series. So I do have a couple of stamp sets here that I wanted to just share with you. This one, Celebrating You, I love it. It's actually from the mini catalog that's current right now until the end of June. And it just has all of the little sayings in here, so it's one of my favorites from that catalog. The other is that I'll be featuring in this series is the In Bloom polymer stamp set, photopolymer stamp set, and the corresponding pierced bloom dies. Both of these items are retiring at the end of April. April 30th is the last date that these can be ordered. Now, currently we do have, Stampin' Up! Has their retirement list posted, as well as some of the items on sale. This particular item happens to be on sale. The Pierced Blooms dies right now in the catalog shows at $37, but you can order it now during the sales for $18.50. And then the In Bloom is $17. This is in the main catalog, page 30. And both of these items are available till the end of April. And then one other item I wanted to share with you, I will be using this paper. This is the In Color from 2021 to 23. It is not retiring, but these patterns are retiring from the catalog. And this is also one of the items that's currently on sale. It normally goes for $11.50, and right now it's $6.90. And you do get 40 sheets total with 5 colors that are double-sided with patterns in this packet. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. What I'll be making today will be this Easter card. And so we do have a lot of die cutting from that die cut set, and just a couple of layering, very simple. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here are the pieces that we'll be using to make the card, and then I'll have a few other scraps from my scrap pile that we'll be using to create all of these little die cuts. And just as a reminder, I will have all of the measurements for this card as well as the items used in my description below. All right, now to create this card, we're going to be working on the top layer of the basic white first. So we're going to take these 2 pieces, and the first thing I'll do is create that angle on my designer paper. So just grab your ruler, and I basically just went up about 1 1/4 inches, and I made a mark, which you could see is right there. And then I have my paper trimmer, and I'm going to just cut it from one angle to the very top. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you that. All right, so make sure you can see everything. All right, so here's my pencil mark right here. And I just want to take it all the way down to the other point, which actually measures, I think this is 3 inches wide by 3 3/4. But again, that information will be on the bottom of my video. Okay, so bring this pencil mark to the crease, and then swing the other end to the other point to the crease, and then you'll cut off that angle. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, then we glue this down onto the basic white. Let me bring in my card so you can see what we're doing. Okay, and this just gets glued just like that. So I'll have my Tombow glue, and as you can see, there's another pattern. I mean, either way, it doesn't matter which way you create this card. you know, could go either way. So we'll just make what I have shown. Okay, matching up the ends. Oops, slides a little bit, okay. Okay, so that is done. Now we'll move on to the flowers, and this is the fun part. You're just gonna roll, roll, roll all of the dies through your die cut machine until you have all the flowers that you want. And again, the colors that I used here, this is the lavender, which is called, these are staying, by the way, for next year in the new catalog. We have fresh Freesia, pale papaya, this is the basic white, and the soft succulent. Okay, so let me bring in those dies that I'll be using to make the flowers. Okay, so I'll be using my magnetic platform. A couple of my dies are already adhering. And then the sandwiches, you'll need a cutting plate, and then your paper. And just for video purposes, I've already cut out a bunch of flowers, but let me just show you what I did here. So this is cut side down. There is a ridge, so you're gonna cut those or place those down. And then randomly I have all of these little flowers that I decided to use on the card. So just place those down, cut side down or the ridge down onto the paper, just like that. Cover it with another cutting plate, clear cutting plate, and I'll bring in my Big Shot. And this is the older model too, by the way. And just run it through. Okay, so then we'll remove everything here. Okay, so these they just pop out. They're just such a nice, you know, they really do very easily. Now, for those that have not popped out, I have a little tool here, my little piercing tool, and my brush from Take Your Pick, and we can just pop all of these out. Okay, this one. That one is done. Okay, so it looks like we're all set here. And you just run this through over and over until you get as many colors or as many pieces as that you want to use on your card. And then what I did was I had an empty case that had brads in it, and I just made a bunch, all different colors, and this is how I'm creating my flowers. So let's go ahead and bring that back in. This is the base that we're going to be working on. Let me go ahead and grab the example. So I started out with, we'll just make up a few of these. Okay, we've got I have 3 large flowers. And then I have, let's see, I have 2 small, medium-sized. So, and then just mix and match the way you would like your card to turn out. I don't want to bore you with all of this, so I'll be back after I've matched everything up. Okay, so I have all of my little flower pieces ready, and now I'm just going to start gluing the centers to the other flower, layering those, but I wanted to give them a little dimension, so let me just show you what I did with these. With the larger flowers, I just curled up the ends with my bone folder, okay, And with the smaller flowers, I used my stylus and a little foam pad. So creating that, they curl up. Let me just show you, for example. So the center of the flower here, I use the smaller end or the larger end. It doesn't matter, depending on the size. I'll use the larger end. And then you just go around in circles, just like that. And it just pops up like a little buttercup. It's cute. So I'm going to go ahead and go along these. I won't do that with the circle, but I will with the larger medium-sized flowers. I decided to use my two-way glue pen, and it just allows me to work without having a lot of extra glue oozing out. Okay, so everything, let's see, I think this is an extra one. So I'm just going to dab, and it just recedes into itself. Let me just show you. And reloads with the glue. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start adding the centers to those. So let's go ahead and start assembling. Now for this, I did use my multi-purpose glue. All right, so basically I just laid everything out the way I wanted to see those flowers. And then I just filled in with the leaves and the other flowers. All right, so I am using my multi-purpose glue for this. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and add my other flowers. Medium-sized flower. Oh, this guy slid off a little. Okay, and then I'll add these at the end. I think I'm going to go ahead and start adding some leaves. Now, if you want for a little dimension with your leaves, there is a perforation in down the center of the leaf that you can actually just bend with your thumbnail forward. And that's what I did to add a little dimension. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with all of my leaves. I'll be back. Okay, I folded the leaves just to give them a little extra dimension, and now I'll start filling in on my card, and then we'll stamp our greeting. And you know, this is a card, it's springy, summery, you can add whatever, happy anniversary, happy birthday, thinking of you, it doesn't matter. I just, being that Easter's around the corner, I decided to make it an Easter theme. Okay, and then I just tuck those in. And this is just a random, you know, wherever you think you need to fill in with some color. Okay, and then we have a couple more here that I can add on the ends. Again, just filling in. If you want to have more flowers, you can certainly do that. Okay, and then we'll add the little pearls to the centers of the flowers. I love these gems. These are the basic pearls, and they're just so pretty. So we'll go ahead and add, there are 3 different sizes. There's the very tiny, and then we have a middle-sized and large. So on the larger flower, I chose to go with middle, and then the tiny ones, and the medium-sized flower, I went with the littlest gem. So let me go ahead and start adding those. And we've got one last little one here. So I've got my Tuxedo Black Ink Memento. Okay, that looks good. So we'll go ahead and stamp the rest of the card, or glue the card together. So this just gets glued onto the lavender color, the fresh Freesia, and then we'll pop it up onto the basic white. Okay, so that's just about done. Okay, and then using my dimensionals, we're going to pop up the back side of this. Okay, we'll go ahead and adhere that to the base, card base, and there we are. Well, thank you again for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to tune in as I have 2 more in this series coming out soon. We'll be making another greeting card along with a treat holder. I'm sure you don't want to miss. Thank you and have a great day.